lot of cars coming over.
You're gonna move your truck so I can leave?
Que no vean cómo pega.
Echoes call from hollow halls, a voice that creeps and softly crawls. Time stands still, the air is.
To Be Explores is a solo nomad and YouTuber who documents his nights in the wild, often camping in places most people would avoid. Toby has spent countless nights in unpredictable environments, but on this particular trip along England's east coast, what should have been a simple stopover for a shower and a tent pitch quickly evolved into one of his most restless and tense overnights to date. His day began in a fairly routine fashion. After grabbing a quick charge and coffee in town, Toby set off walking through a small village near Cromer. He was in search of a hot shower before turning in for the night and came across a caravan park that seemed perfect for the task. He managed to clean up and felt more refreshed than he had in days.
Okay, so I've just left Costa Coffee. All my power banks and my phone are probably on about 70% charge overall. I'd still like to get that up to 100%, but sometimes you just don't have enough hours in the day for this stuff. Anyway, I've come out of Costa's. Grace threw me out because it was closing time. Hey Grace, how you doing? Nice to talk to you, sweetheart. Anyway, I am heading down to the beachfront at Cromer because I'm going to try and find somewhere to sleep for the night. However, before that, thank you, mate. However, before that, I want to try and find somewhere to have a shower. This is a relentless problem of mine, but sometimes I can end up showering in the weirdest and randomest places. So for now, that's the mission for tonight. Well, it was very nice. Now, I just got to find. No, just squirrel. Now I just got to find somewhere to sleep. I feel like it's a stretch too far to stay on the campsite, so I'm going to head out. Don't know where the out is actually. I could go out the little gate I come in by.
With the evening light starting to fade, he made the decision to head back down toward the beach area, looking for a quiet patch to sleep. When he finally settled in, he chose a patch not far from the sea, a space that felt removed but not isolated, hidden but not trapped. At first, it was calm. The breeze carried in the distant sounds of coastal life. He had privacy, and for a while it seemed like the night would pass uneventfully. Then the first vehicle arrived.
Right, it's on me. So, oh no, they're just a couple of people pulling over. See, this is what's interesting. It's kind of just so real life. This is why I won't put a torch on, guys. They might not have even seen me. They might do now though, because they've just turned all their own lights off, so I might stand out a little bit. So I'm going to go. I'm going to get in the tent. Should anything exciting happen, then obviously I'll try and share that with you. Right, I'm not going to unpack all my stuff because there is a lot of cars coming over. I don't know if there's some kind of thing that goes on here at night. They seem to be ignoring me, but I have no idea if that... Yep, here we go, look. I don't know who that is. I'm gonna get out just in case, so I don't want to get some lunatic driving into the car, so I'll let them know. I stand up so they know I'm here. It might just be people that are curious.
A car pulled up close to his camp, headlights off, moving just slow enough to suggest the driver was watching. After a moment, it rolled on and disappeared. Toby brushed it off, probably just a local, he told himself. But then came another car, doing the same. No one said anything, no one got out, but the circling movement set his nerves on edge. Not long after, a new sound was heard. The distinct hum of a motorbike approaching, its engine revving as it neared his tent. It stopped. For a few moments, silence. Then strange sounds, something between revving and idle, like the rider was intentionally trying to make his presence known.
Oh, someone thinks they're being funny. There's a car right there, just parked in the middle of the field. And just a second ago there was a motorbike outside the tent, really revved the engine up.
When Toby stepped outside to confront whoever it was, the rider peeled away into the night, disappearing down the road without explanation. But the most unnerving moment of the night was still to come. It was late and Toby was resting inside his tent, trying to relax when another vehicle arrived. This time, it wasn't just a lone driver. 3 individuals stepped out. They didn't speak. They didn't shine lights. They just moved around the area outside his tent, far too close for comfort. Toby couldn't tell what they were doing or why they were there, and he wasn't about to ask.
So there's a few people there just pulled over. They were making a load of noise. I'm bringing the camera away from there. I'm not trying to dramatise this at all, guys. I think you know that about me. But this car just started to do like lots of wheel spins outside the tent and that. They're about 50 metres away from me. They've got outside the car and they were just standing there just talking, and now they're back in the car. And it looks like they're gonna go. And they're going.
For several tense minutes, he remained motionless, hoping not to draw attention. Eventually, the group returned to their vehicle and left. No words were exchanged. No confrontation occurred. The silence, the randomness, the complete lack of context. He would later say in the video that this was one of the few nights that genuinely unsettled him, and that he wasn't sure what the intentions of those people were, or if they were simply curious or something worse. While Toby doesn't dramatize what happened, the reality of what he captured is undeniable. This wasn't a horror story or a scripted narrative. It was just a man, alone in the wild, realizing that the scariest thing out there often isn't nature, it's people. What did you make of this encounter? Let me know. Before we go any further, I just want to ask you for a small favor. If you're enjoying the video so far, please give it a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. We recently hit 100,000 subscribers, and that's all thanks to you. Our 100K special surprise was revealed, and we had many positive responses from you. Our next goal is to hit 200K before the year ends. It feels impossible, but hey, it's free to dream, right? Also, there's a hidden word somewhere in this video for you. Let's see if you can find it. Now, back to the video. On August 13th, 2023, the YouTube channel Victoria Rose, a solo female traveler and van life enthusiast, shared this video. She often shares raw, unfiltered glimpses of life on the road. Her channel is a blend of peace and practicality. But not every trip goes as planned, and in this case, peace was the last thing she found. On this particular day, she set out with typical optimism. After a trip to her favorite Amish surplus store, she planned a night of free dispersed camping somewhere in the forests of New York. This was something she had never done in the region before.
Let's do 24 hours in my life living in my converted sheep. Okay, we'll do that. I was gonna do like a day in my life. Maybe that's what it'll be too. But I'm starting a little bit late. It's like 11. So I got up, I'm trying out this new mineral multivitamin drink that I take in the mornings. And before I go out and find a place to live in the forest, I wanted to stop at the Amish store. If you guys have been following me for a while, then you know that where I'm around here, around a lot of Amish people and in the country. And my favorite thing about that is that there's dental can stores which sell like expired foods at a really cheap cost. So I save so much money when I'm here, which I'm saving money right now to go international and do van life internationally. We're going to do that first. And then I'm going to, for the first time ever, I'm going to find free dispersed camping, probably in New York. I'm going to go to New York today. And I've never done this in this area, so I don't know what I'm going to find. Hopefully it works out. Hopefully I'll have somewhere to sleep today. But let's just get some groceries first.
Out west, she was used to wide open land and almost guaranteed solitude. But in the northeast, where national forest land is sparse and monitored, camping wild requires a bit more caution. Still, she found a promising spot. She set up comfortably, layering her bed with soft blankets and preparing a meal from the shelf-stable groceries she'd picked up earlier. By nightfall, the mood was peaceful. Her van was locked, the fan was running, and she drifted off to sleep. At 2 a.m., bright lights and the sound of crunching tires jolted her awake. A group of people had pulled into her campsite, not beside it, into it, and parked so close that their vehicle blocked her from even leaving.
What the
You guys gonna kick me out of this spot? Huh? Are you guys gonna move your truck so I can at least leave? Are you gonna move your truck so I can leave? Huh? Well, it's kind of weird that I was well, I am. Well, now I have to like leave because there's no way I can sleep like this. Can you at least ask, like, or say excuse me or something? Like, I was camped here.
I understand. We told you we didn't know there was anybody in there.
Right, but can you like say like
go into the woods.
yeah, but it's just common courtesy to say sorry. I didn't realize. Is it okay if we camp here? But it's like this is the spot that I got. It's just strange. It's rude.
As she processed the situation, the reality became even more unsettling. They weren't just unaware of her presence, they were ignoring it. She got out to speak with them, calmly explaining that she had been there all evening and was already asleep when they arrived. But they refused to acknowledge any wrongdoing. No apology, no adjustment, no respect. When she asked if they could move their truck so she could get out, they responded with dismissive sarcasm, treating her as though she were the one intruding. There were no raised voices, no overt threats, but it didn't have to come to that. The tone, the complete disregard, and the discomfort of being a solo woman surrounded by strangers in the dark said enough. Realizing that the space was no longer hers, and likely never had been, in their eyes, she made the only decision she could: pack up and leave.
I don't really know where to go or what to do. It's like 2 in the morning. This is so strange. I've never had this happen out the West. Off-road lights. Oh, I'm so tired. Well, there's gonna be some lines, but I hate driving at night, especially when I'm this tired, because it's like nearly 3 in the morning. It was a weird situation. I didn't know what to do. Like, what do you do? Infiltrating. Like, it's so loud too. So I was just drive to a rest stop. I didn't want to make a big deal because there's kids. It's so rude. Like, they're so rude, and they're just like not looking at me, acting like I wasn't even there, and I was standing there, but like, hey, can you at least say excuse me, or can you say sorry, or can you at least ask me for the campsite, even though like that's rude in itself. Like, it's 2 in the morning. The camping culture in the West versus the East is so much different.
In the aftermath, her video doesn't resort to dramatics. She doesn't ask for pity. She doesn't paint herself as a victim. But the encounter clearly shook her, not because it was violent, but because it exposed something deeper. That even in spaces designed for freedom, a woman traveling alone is sometimes seen as less entitled to be there. In the comments, many reached out with empathy, some sharing their own stories of similar late-night encounters. Others offered suggestions on how to avoid such situations: extra lighting, noisemakers, warning signs. But the truth is, no gear can stop people from being disrespectful. What she experienced wasn't extreme. It wasn't even illegal, but it was deeply unsettling. And in a world where solo travel is often romanticized, moments like these are just as important to document. Because sometimes the real story isn't about the campsite or the meal or the road trip. It's about what it costs to stay calm, stay kind, and stay standing, even when the people around you refuse to see you. This footage comes from the YouTube channel Breakers, a group known for their high-speed, off-road dirt biking videos that often feature them tearing through remote trails deep in the wilderness. But on January 24th, 2015, their regular day of riding turned into something much darker and far more disturbing. It was supposed to be just another ride through the forest. 2 dirt bikers out on the trail, surrounded by towering trees and untouched terrain. There were no towns nearby, no other vehicles, no signs of human presence, just the sound of their engines echoing through the woods. Then, the peace was broken. After a brief stop along a dirt road, the riders suddenly noticed something strange: the sound of tires ripping around a bend. Within moments, a white car appeared, speeding toward them before screeching to a sudden halt right beside where they stood. A man jumped out, his behavior aggressive and confrontational. There was no warning, no explanation. One of the bikers took off instantly, instinctively trying to get away from what was quickly turning into a volatile situation. But he didn't leave for good. Moments later, he returned, only to find his friend on the ground, and the stranger now turning his attention toward him. The man shouted that he owned the forest and began advancing on the second rider. His tone was hostile, his presence completely out of place. There was no proof of his claims, and no attempt to de-escalate the encounter. Then the video cuts off. In the description, it's mentioned that the man did not back down, but no further details are provided. The footage ends without closure, leaving viewers to wonder what happened next. Whether the police were called, whether anyone was harmed, or what the man's true intentions were, all of it remains unclear. What makes this moment so unsettling isn't just the confrontation, it's the setting. Miles from help, no cell service, no one around. The kind of place where you think you're completely alone until someone steps out of the woods and proves otherwise. Like always, let me know what you made of this encounter as well. Posted to YouTube on July 8, 2025, this wilderness experience comes from the channel Man Dog Wild, a creator known for pushing the limits of solo survival. His videos often walk the line between raw danger and deep introspection, and this time he took that balance to its edge by attempting to spend 24 hours alone inside a remote desert cave. With temperatures reaching over 42 degrees Celsius and forest fire warnings in effect, this challenge was not just about isolation, but endurance. From the moment he steps onto the trail, it's clear this is not an ordinary hike. The cave he's heading toward is one he had seen on a previous tarp camping trip, but never fully explored. This time he intends to use it as his shelter for the night.
Back at the big old stone wall, we were here previously on a tarp camp, and in the previous video you may remember that around here we came across a cave, and the cave is just in here. It doesn't look like the easiest thing to access, so what we're going to have to do is have to have ourselves a little climb. Just down the corner here actually is some quite nice access. Let's see what it's all about. And one of the things obviously we want to watch for is snakes, because the old snakes will most probably be coming in here during the day to stay out of the sun. But what I've noticed is something else, another animal. You can see the droppings there. You can actually see the tracks in the sand. Let's try and get down here. Make sure it's not in there now, huh? We don't want it to be in there now. There's quite a lot of sign. Yeah, you can see the mountain goat has been up in here. Probably the same idea as me, getting out of the sun.
Upon arrival, signs of wildlife are immediately apparent. Goat tracks lead in and out, and animal droppings scatter the ground. More worrying are the unknown prints and strange textures in the sand. Once inside, the cave offers relief from the brutal desert heat. He sets up a basic camp, using a Dutch Army self-inflating sleeping mat, and keeping his gear minimal. As he settles in, there's a brief moment of peace, but that peace is short-lived. As he begins exploring deeper into the cave, he notices something odd. Clusters of small white eggs pressed into the sand. He doesn't disturb them but acknowledges the likelihood they belong to some kind of reptile. Perhaps snakes, perhaps something else. Then come the scorpions, small, fast-moving, and easy to miss, unless you're looking carefully.
Oh, nice. Are they scorpions? What the? Body? It's got like a tail? You see that? Creepy. So that's good. I don't know what they are. Or if they bite. Or what's going on.
He steps out at dusk to allow any potential snakes the chance to exit before he commits to staying the night. There's no guarantee, of course, that any of them will, or that new ones won't slither in while he sleeps. He's not afraid of snakes, but that doesn't mean they aren't dangerous, especially when he's unprotected, with nothing but canvas and stone between himself and the wild. A bat appears as night falls. He's no longer alone in the dark. Now he's surrounded by bats, scorpions, and possibly snakes. A full roster of desert life, most of it nocturnal, and most of it active while he sleeps.
Okay, so my biggest fear tonight in this cave isn't like a cave-in or anything, or now that I've said that, I'm going to be thinking about it. My biggest fear is actually the snakes that still might be in here, and they might be wanting to get out when I'm bed down or when I'm sat here, and which is fine. They can just slither straight past me. It's no problem. I'm not going to mess with them. But the trouble is, the snakes don't know that. And of course, in the morning, when we have our boots here, what we want to do is we want to smack them together upside down, make sure anything, make sure nothing's gone inside of them before we put our little toes in there. There was a bat. There's a bat. Yeah. Good.
He remains vigilant. He admits to a deeper discomfort, the sheer psychological weight of sleeping in a cave. The thought of collapse, of animals crawling across it in the dark, or of a sudden, unexplainable shift in the atmosphere. It all presses down on him. The night passes slowly. Sleep is shallow, interrupted, and uncomfortable. The sounds outside, whether imagined or real, keep him in a constant state of awareness. At one point, he mentions the possibility of mountain goats walking in and lying down beside him. It's part joke, part subconscious fear. Even animals that aren't predatory can become dangerous in tight spaces.
So it's good. Now not only are there snakes, mountain goats, we also have bats. So, incredible. So yeah, I'm going to be fixing the bed down soon. Absolutely wiped out. It's the journey here that takes it all out of you, and it's hard enough traversing these mountains as it is, but do it and it's 40 plus degrees. It's just soul destroying, right? So yeah, I'm going to be fixing the bed down soon, so I'll update you in the morning if I'm still alive, of course. See you in the morning.
When the morning finally comes, the relief is visible. Thankfully, there were no bites or injuries, just exhaustion and the satisfaction of having endured something most people would never attempt. He walks away from the cave with a heavy voice, dry throat, and a quiet confidence. There are no dramatics here. It's one thing to camp under the stars. It's another thing entirely to sleep deep within the rock, surrounded by silence and creatures that only come alive once the sun sets. In the end, it wasn't fear that made this encounter so powerful. It was the restraint and the solitude. Dan from the Cursed Urban Channel returns once again to a location he refers to as the Bigfoot Forest, a place already tied to strange unexplained activity in a previous video. This time, unlike before when a storm forced him to retreat early, the skies are clear, and he's determined to go deeper, stay longer, and uncover more. He sets out with a clear goal: return to the same area where a mysterious structure was previously discovered, one he believes could be connected to Bigfoot activity. His plan isn't just to explore. He's brought a gift, a shiny object placed inside a box, meant to test whether something might take it, move it, or interact with it when left behind.
As I said, guys, we are back in the Bigfoot Forest, and tonight I have a little bit more time. Last time I was out here, I got chased out of here by a storm that I thought I had more time, but the storm swept through, and yeah, I got out of there just in the nick of time. But tonight, we're looking at clear skies, and I have a bit of time to investigate. Before, when I've been here, I found a Bigfoot structure, supposedly, on that side of the forest. So we're gonna head there first. I have something I want to leave there and see if anything happens to it. Aside from that, we're just going to be going around looking for signs, looking for arches, any type of other structure that we see, and everything like that. So let's get packed up, hit the trail, see what we can find tonight.
As he begins his trek into the woods, Dan remarks on the changing season. The air is cooler, leaves are starting to turn, The mosquitoes, while still annoying, are finally beginning to die off. The forest, however, is still alive with sound. Squirrels rustle in the trees, acorns and other debris fall from above. It's busy, loud, and unpredictable. A reminder that even without paranormal activity, the woods can be wild on their own. Still, Dan can't shake the feeling that something else is going on. Twice, he thinks he hears soft knocking in the distance. He recalls the same kind of sound during his last visit, a subtle but deliberate noise that seemed to come from near the mysterious structure. Tonight, it happens again.
If you guys remember, this is where I was last time. I went down there. And here is where we're looking for all types of footprints and stuff in the riverbank. And I think we were largely unsuccessful. But then, if you can see this trail back here, there's a trail that leads up right there, right in the middle of the camera, or right in the middle of the screen. That trail leads up, and we took that last time, and we heard some noises. We heard some, it sounded like really soft, like quiet, I should say, like from a distance, knocking. Some really soft tree knocking. And what was interesting is when we heard it, we were right in line with that structure that I had found before. Continue. Dude, that sounded like knocks to me. That sounded like knocks to me. So let's head out and go check out the structure.
As he reaches the trail that leads off the main path and heads toward the structure, something feels off. The brush has grown thicker since his last visit, making it harder to move quickly. He hears sounds in the undergrowth. At one point, he suspects a fox or coyote is nearby, based on the high-pitched yelps echoing in the distance. It's unsettling, but he pushes forward. Once near the location where he left the apple last time, Dan prepares to place the new offering, the shiny object in a box, near the same mysterious structure.
Here it is. Yeah, it's still here. Yeah, this is it. That's what people are saying. It's like, kind of like, looks like a structure that could be, you know, made by something. The only thing I'm not optimistic about is that it has not changed since the last time I've been here. But this is definitely the area we just heard that tree knock come from, for sure. So I'm going to set up, set the thing over here, set my gift over here, and see what happens.
The structure itself still stands, untouched, and the trail leading to it appears undisturbed. That in itself is both comforting and eerie. Just as he's about to finish setting up, the knocking returns, louder this time, coming directly from the area around the structure. It's not a random creak or branch falling. It sounds deliberate, intentional. The kind of noise that forces you to stop what you're doing and listen. Dan's reaction is immediate. He's visibly rattled but tries to stay focused. The structure is exactly where he left it, but the surrounding area seems different.
Alright guys, so what I brought to set out here isn't anything special. It's a, what's it called? I can't think of the name of it. It's a heater, whatever. It's a part off my 3D printer that broke. Nice and shiny and gold, and an interesting object nonetheless. So this is what I brought to set out here. It's the first thing I saw at home, so I don't know. And I brought a little box to put it in. Of hopefully displays it more like a gift. Although the definition of our definition of gift and theirs is probably vastly different, but it's still something that's out of place that can be tinkered with. So I just said it, dude. I just heard something big move. Really big. Anyways, I'm gonna set it back here. Out of the way so nobody will see it who's coming down the trail, but you know, something can find it. And then we're gonna leave it here, then continue on out, and then we're gonna come back at night and check it and see if it's been disturbed or anything.
The sounds from earlier are joined by the distant hoots of owls. Their calls bounce between trees, giving the impression that something is moving across the woods, unseen but present. Dan notes that while this could all be explained by natural activity, the timing is hard to ignore. Just as he gets close to the location, the same location tied to odd events in the past, the knocks begin again. Whether it's coincidence or something more deliberate, he can't say for sure. But what's clear is that the forest doesn't feel empty, not tonight.
I just heard knocking. It was like one of those speak the devil things. I just heard knocking from over there. That was loud too. That was super loud, dude. I think we picked that up on camera. Dude, that was quick, dude. It's coming right from where that shelter was. Well, maybe it was. I don't know if it's still there. Dude, that was loud. That was super loud. Yeah, it was coming. Definitely like right in this area. Like I said, that's right where the shelter is. Or the structure.
As the light fades, he wraps up the segment, leaving the offering in place and making plans to return later. Whether something takes it or something watches it remains to be seen. What's certain is that the Bigfoot forest continues to deliver strange sounds, unusual structures, a constant sense of being watched. And for Dan, each visit brings more questions than answers. But that's exactly why he keeps coming back. What did you think of this encounter? Let me know. Uploaded just a week ago, this investigation takes place in what many consider to be Ohio's most haunted hotel, the Lafayette Hotel. The YouTube channel behind this exploration is Julie Lunar, a content creator who mixes humor, curiosity, and a willingness to dive headfirst into eerie places most would avoid. Alongside her friend Marcos, she sets out to uncover the truth behind the unsettling reports tied to this historic location. From the moment they step inside, strange occurrences begin. The hotel, already cloaked in history and local legends, seems to hum with an unseen presence. Doors creak, footsteps echo down empty halls. Elevators behave oddly, arriving without being called, opening to reveal no one. Even seasoned ghost hunters might start to second guess what they're walking into.
Here we are. We're out here.
Why are we doing such cringy, like,
I know.
Is this what happens to YouTubers? Eventually just like,
Eventually you start posting too many videos.
You don't know how to act.
Why did we come this way? Are we going back outside? There's nothing here.
I just wanted to show like the architecture.
Yeah, well. Oh, another haunted mirror. Did you hear that noise?
It's like the mirror tapping. Let's go to the 3rd floor.
Haunted elevator time. And this elevator will come up, down, on its own.
Mm-hmm.
And funny enough, we gave someone that experience earlier. He called the elevator and just left. Are you kidding?
It just happened, guys. We're waiting for the
Every
elevator.
time we're not recording.
We're waiting for the elevator.
I'm not even kidding. It just came down open. No one came out of it. And it closed. No one came out of it.
Does it just automatically go back down to the lobby? Or does it
Should
just
we
stay?
keep recording? No, why?
Does
That's
it-
not how elevators work.
Does
They
it
don't
just stay on whatever floor?
Julie, what? No one's in it. Julie, no one's in it. No one's in it.
Are you sure? There's... there wasn't.
Was there anyone in it?
No, does it automatically just come back to the
Did it
lobby?
just open
though?
on its own? Again?
Does it automatically... We need to look up how elevators work.
No, they don't do that.
The investigation starts with a light tone. Julie and Marcos joke around, try to keep things casual, even poking fun at the legends tied to the place. But that energy quickly shifts. They begin hearing unexplained sounds, footsteps behind them, faint voices, and the sensation of being watched. Marcos even begins to suffer a nosebleed, something he has no prior history of. The most active location in the hotel seems to be the 3rd floor, known as the Hogg's Addition. It's said to be haunted by the original owner, Mr. Hogg, who's been seen wearing a brown suit, wandering the halls and even moving objects in guest rooms. Julie shares one of the hotel's strangest stories, a sandwich that reportedly vanished and reappeared beside a guest's bed later that night.
What was that?
I didn't hear it.
You didn't hear that?
No, I didn't.
Your footsteps. Did you hear footsteps? I heard someone walking.
Julie,
Did you not hear someone walking?
I didn't hear it, actually.
I did. Wait, no, seriously.
Okay, I actually didn't hear footsteps.
I literally just heard someone walking over here and there's nobody here.
I didn't hear it.
That's crazy. Okay, but here's our room.
Yeah,
on the
let's
3rd
do a room
floor.
tour. They knew we were going to be obnoxious ghost hunters, so they gave us the room isolated from everyone else.
So the 3rd floor is the most haunted floor. There are 3 different spirits that are seen up here. Mr. Hogue, he is the old owner.
Wait, Mr. Hogue. This is Hogue's audition.
Yeah.
The audition, the floor we're on. Oh.
He is the original owner. He is said to haunt here, and he likes to mess with people. He likes to move stuff around your room.
Can we tell them about the sandwich we
Yeah,
bought?
yeah.
Guys, I bought a sandwich, and I'm hoping the ghost doesn't take it.
So there was a paranormal experience that someone had where they left a sandwich and it went missing, and then it reappeared by their nightstand in the middle of the night. So we're
So
gonna
we got a
test that.
sandwich. I only bought one. So I'm hoping it's still here later on.
But Mr. Hogue is seen walking around in a brown suit and a brown hat.
Old-fashioned suit.
Yes.
As they begin their nighttime session, they introduce the spirit box and flashlight method, common tools used in paranormal investigations. Voices come through. The flashlight flickers in response to questions. The words are clear: hello, haunted, 7, and go. One voice even responds to their questions with the name Charlie, leaving them to wonder who or what exactly is trying to communicate. They each take turns walking the halls alone, a challenge that rattles even the most confident ghost hunters.
Okay. I'm going out into the hallway. I'm scared. Oh God, okay, I'm in the hallway. Are there any spirits out here? I feel very uncomfortable. This place is definitely haunted, guys. Every time I walk around a corner, I feel like I'm gonna see something.
Can you tell me your name? You can use my energy to talk to me. How? So it said how. Unfortunately, I do not have the answer to that. Can you tell me your name? So, could you go ahead and give me a sign that you're here, please? So, what's your name? Charlie? Well, Charlie, my name's Marcos. You want to tell me anything?
If you're still watching, comment the hidden word thriller.
Your turn.
How's it going?
I think I got a name Charlie. Good luck.
It's really creepy walking around the hallway by yourself.
Did you actually walk?
Yeah.
I'm not going to put my shoes on.
Okay.
I feel like a ghostly cry.
That did. I didn't make it all the way to the elevator.
Really? I'm gonna make it.
By the time their investigation ends, one thing is certain: this wasn't just another ghost hunt for content. The spirits in the Lafayette may not have shown themselves directly, but they made their presence felt through movement, sound, and the kind of tension that lingers long after the cameras stop rolling. With this final encounter comes the end of another episode. If you haven't already, let me remind you again to like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment about what you liked and didn't like about this video. We got a lot of content planned for you, so you better have subscribed, cause trust me, you don't want to miss out. In about 3 seconds, there will be more disturbing videos on screen for you to watch. And with that, I'm out.